My name is Meredith Jarbo, and my presentation is on equestrian magazines. Now, you may ask, what does equestrian mean? Well, first of all, equestrian comes from the word equine, which means horses. So, equestrian has to do with horse events, such as barrel racing or show jumping, and etc., several other events. Now, Equestrian Magazines is aimed towards men and women of all ethnicities that are interested in horses in the equestrian society. Now, you may ask, what are some of the characteristics that are used to advertise, that are used in the advertisement to target the audience's attention? Now, the characteristics of the Equestrian Magazine focuses on how to train your horse, while also teaching the person to become a better rider as well as a better trainer. While it shares tips and ways to work with your horse, it also catches the public's attention by selling products and tack to use on your horse. It is portrayed as a learning tool to help us understand our horses better and for you and your horse to become a better team. Now, the messages being sent out is how to become a better horse owner. And they do this from how you train your horse to how you take care of your horse. And the messages continues and becomes deeper to the point where it asks you what kind of feed you feed your horse, because it wants to make sure that you're feeding the best quality to your horse. And the other products that you may use, such as shampoo or conditioner or brushes, that they are of the best quality. Now, the 5 sociological terms and concepts from Chapter 3 that are integrated in equestrian society is ethnocentrism, symbolic culture, norms and folkways, social control, and sanctions. The first is ethnocentrism. The Equestrian Magazine shows signs of ethnocentrism because it believes that its products are the best quality, and their advice on how to train horses and become a better rider are far more important and more effective than other groups. The way that the equestrians show their symbolic culture is through communication with other riders, trainers, and your horses. When working with your horse, you have to watch for signs the horse may give off, as well as being self-aware of the signs and gestures you may be giving off and showing to your horse. Because if you are giving off a sign or a wrong gesture, then the horse will react to it in a negative way, and you don't want that. So, secondly, it's norms and folkways. Also, equestrians have norms and folkways. Depending on the group, one of the folkways is wearing jeans. Now, you'll see a lot of cowboys and cowgirls wearing jeans. It's because it protects their legs. They don't wear shorts. Also, the second norm is wearing cowboy boots. You hardly ever see people in the equestrian society wearing tennis shoes. Now, do you? No, because when they wear cowboy boots, it is made to sit in the stirrup without getting your foot stuck. And if you see, there are some cowboy boots that have stitches on the top side of their cowboy boots, and that also tells you how far your foot can go in the stirrup without the risk of getting stuck. Now, not only are there norms and folkways in the equestrian society, but there's also social control. During equestrian events, there are rules and regulations, and in these rules and regulations, social control is demonstrated. It is demonstrated through the dress code of the competitors, what they're supposed to wear. If you'll see in barrel racing, there are competitors wearing jeans and fancy shirts, whereas in a show jumping event, all competitors are required to wear khaki-colored form-fitting pants with knee-high black boots and a white shirt to go with it, as well as a black helmet. Now, not only is there a dress code for the competitors, but social control is also demonstrated through the competitors' communication with other competitors and communication with their horses. Now, when it comes to opponents, they have to be respectful of each other. If you'll see at certain events such as show jumping, the crowd and opponents are required to be silent as a competitor and their horse complete a course. Now, when it comes to communicating with the horse, the competitor is not allowed to kick or hit the horse. During competitions, if the judges catches the competitor slapping their horse or kicking them, points are taken from their score. And so when the competitor is giving cues to their horse to change gaits or to tell the horse to jump, it has to be discreet and it has to be unnoticed by the judges as well as the crowd. Last but not least is sanctions. An example of sanctions is when a rider is training their horse. When you are training your horse, you're teaching the horse that you are partners. But more than that, you're teaching them that though you are partners, you're a team, you're the one who calls the shots. You are the boss. You're the one who commands, and the horse is the one who obeys. Now, when you're training your horse to obey your command, and the horse obeys, then you will reward the horse by petting it, telling it a good boy, or giving it a treat after you train it. If the horse does not obey, then you'll reprimand it by striking it, giving it a tap on the rear, telling him no, you do not do that. You cannot get away with that. Or say you are loping, which is running. You're running the horse around in a circle, and he bucks or kicks. Well, the way to teach the horse that they are not allowed to buck or kick is by keeping them moving. So you keep them running until you tell them, okay, we can stop. And then they learn, oh, I can't get away with that. So that is an example of sanctions. Thank you, and that is the end of my presentation.